Yes, I made $100,000 in a single day trading Forex right here. Bro, why are the animations not working? Right here. There we go. Okay, $100,000 in a day trading Forex. It was super simple. I'm going to show you guys every single thing, every single little detail, every little painful detail, starting right here on the 13th of August. Right now it's the 20th of August. I've held these trades for about a week. We're going to get right into it here. And by the way, my friend, if at any point during this video you like this video, then I just want to tell you that that's good that you like the video. Very good. So I sold AUDCAD on the daily chart. Now this analysis here is very complicated. You need to pay very close attention, because what I'm about to get into some bank, institutional, money market maker liquidity, order block liquidity distribution, white glass schematic trades here. And if you can't figure this, I mean, you shouldn't even be trading. Honestly, you just really shouldn't be trading at all, because this is just like, I mean, not everyone can do what I do. I'm up here in my high-rise building trying to teach you peasants how to trade. You have no clue what you're doing. Here's the crazy, complicated analysis. Ready? It's only going to take me about 45 minutes, so pay attention. I sold at resistance. All right, that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. No, I'm just playing with you. But you should hit the like button if you like my videos, so that way you can see more of them or whatever. So AUD Canadian dollar. Why did I sell? I literally sold because price was at a resistance zone. What ended up happening? This ended up happening. Ended up going down. I closed this for a shit ton of profit yesterday. And it actually ended up going even further, because I exited yesterday around right here, because I mean, come on, if you were in $100,000 profit in a single day at any income level, you'd probably be like, it's probably a decent time to trade. Maybe I closed too early, it's whatever. But I sold because price was at resistance. You can see where I put my stop loss. Put my stop loss just above the zone. It's about a $40,000 risk. The potential for profit was about $100,000, giving me just over a 1 to 2 risk to reward scenario. Excuse me, it was 60K risk for a 120K profit. So it was actually exactly a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. Now, another one was here. I got short on GBP JPY. This analysis is super complicated as well. You can probably tell just on the charts right now. You can see the Wagyu beef bearish liquidity bullish institutional rejection candle, the stopping out the retail traders before prices going down. Some of that shit makes me real impatient. I sold at resistance with a stop loss above and a target down here. And this was the one where it was 40K risk for about 100K profit. Little above a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. So AUDCAD started going into profit. We progressed through the trading week. And then we had this right here. Euro AUD on the daily chart. I sold here, and this is very complicated. Okay, you guys really got to pay attention to this. I sold here at resistance. Okay, look at the daily and the 4-hour charts. Simple support resistance levels. Now, if we go to Euro AUD, you can see that didn't work out. That actually went towards the upside. Now, what happened? What did I do here? How did I manage this? We're going to find all that about. We're going to go through the trade by trade history. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. So I sold right here. That was a trade on Euro AUD. Sold at resistance. I even got a nice little meme in here. Getting some lighthearted humor, inserting it in there. I know you guys are not here for the actual trading. You're just here for the really stupid jokes about smart money concepts and all the other horrible types of jokes that I can make, just insulting other people who are trading gurus and insulting everyone else, and pretty much just insulting everyone in general. I know that's why you're here. We're going to make sure to keep it focused on that. And we're only going to talk about trading a little bit here in this video. Now, I remained in the same positions. We had Euro AUD and AUDCAD going to more profit, and GJ was still floating around break even. So we had AUDCAD and Euro AUD. So what ended up happening is I closed GBP JPY there at a small loss as GBP JPY started going up. Why did I close GBP JPY here at a small loss? Let's go ahead and let's look at this right here. Let's look at what was going on. GBP JPY looked like it was respecting this zone of support, and so I ended up getting into a short position here. It broke the zone, came back, tested, and started looking like it was going to bounce because we had these big wicks. A big portion of whether or not you will be able to be profitable trading is not in the way that you enter a trade, and not even in the way you close a trade. This is contrary to what a lot of people are going to tell you in trading. You know what the best way to do it is? It's just to manage it dynamically. Just use your brain. Use your brain, goddammit. Use your brain and manage it dynamically. What does this mean? If you enter a trade at resistance and it starts going sideways and it's not going down, and as a matter of fact, it's starting to paint a couple like higher lows, really banging into the resistance zone, look, it's either going to break above the zone or it's going to drop at the zone. But if it doesn't drop at the zone relatively quickly, you should probably just get the hell out of the trade. Okay, if that means scratching your trade at a small loss, if that means scratching a trade at break even, or even a small profit if you don't really think it's going to go to the original target, get the hell out of the trade. Your best trades are going to be trades that you enter. And, forgive me for being so simple here. They're just going to go into profit. Those are your best trades. I'm going to say it again because you really need to understand this. You will enter a trade and it will start going into profit. Okay, I have made millions of dollars in Forex trading and crypto trading and investing and stocks and equities and all sorts of shit. And what I have learned is that my best trades are the ones where I enter and they just start moving into profit. Those are the best ones. I hold those ones and those ones work out to be more profit. And when I'm wrong, I go through losing streaks, 3, 4, 5, 6 months out of the year. And yet I still remain profitable because when I lose small. Even if I lose regularly, the losses are kept small. The profits are kept larger. Given a long enough time horizon, all of it works out. All the stats and metrics work out. I mean, it has to mathematically. If you make more on average on your winners than you lose on your losers, even with the 50% win rate, even if a 40% win rate, even with a 35% win rate, your ass sucks. You can only win 1 out of every 3 trades. You can still be profitable if you make more on the winners versus what you lose on your losers. This is very, very, very important, and it cannot be undermined here. Okay, so I closed this trade right here whenever price started like bouncing at this zone, looked like it was going to reject. You'll see it all here in the trade history, right? We're going to go through it. So I closed GJ there at the small loss whenever GJ started going up because I was in a sell. If I remained in these trades here, it was in like $50,000 profit, short on AC and EA still. And then I just entered a long on GJ with a 40K risk to make a 40K profit. Why did I enter long? Well, because I thought price was going to go up. So I entered the position, right up there as it started bouncing up. I put the stop below the zone, then a target up here with the idea that it might make a higher high since it wasn't bouncing there as resistance. Now, I ended up being wrong on this trade. We're going to cover more of that. We're going to go see every single little detail here, every single juicy little detail. Now, EURAUD here on the daily. I entered. Price started going into profit, and it was looking really sexy. I'm not going to lie to you. I was getting kind of excited right there. I was getting really excited. I don't even really drink that much. I was getting a bottle of champagne, about to start popping bottles at the club. I don't even think I've ever been to a club. But instead, it started going back up towards the entry, right? So this went into thousands of dollars of profit, maybe like 10K, 15K profit, came back up. So what did I do? I am closing the sell on EURAUD here at break even and entering a long position. This is another very, very, very important concept, right? It highlights what I just said a couple minutes ago. If your trade is not working out, usually, not in every case, right? Context and nuance and experience and intuition and discretion and price action discernment matters. All that matters. But generally speaking, very broadly, categorically speaking, if your trade is not working out, you can just get the fuck out of the trade. You can just go into your MetaTrader terminal or whatever platform you're using. And you can click the close trade option if it doesn't look like it's working. You do not have to get into a trade and just let it hit stop or let it hit profit target. You can, and that still works, provided that your metrics and stats are okay. Like if you have a 1-to-2 risk reward ratio and you win like about a third of your trades, right? That's roughly a break-even system. You get that win rate up to 35, 40, 45, 50%, you're profitable, right? Because you're making more on your winners versus what you lose on your losers. I just find it accounts for the context more. It accounts for all the texture and the granularity and the subtleties and the nuance if you manage things dynamically. And whenever you get enough experience, you can start looking at the chart. All the data and all the experience comes into play with some magical Hogwarts Harry Potter wizardry, and then it generates and presents itself as a feeling, as a sensation, as an emotion, which a lot of people say, you shouldn't trade based off emotions. Well, a lot of people are retarded and they're not profitable trading. I say retarded in the colloquial sense, right? I'm not insulting you if you actually have an intellectual disability. My condolences to you. However, if you're dumb as fuck, meaning you're just like, yeah, bro, it's not going into profit and it keeps going and going and going and going and going and going against you, and you're a negative $10 million of loss, but you only stood to make $10,000 profit on the trade. That's a stupid, dumbass thing to do, okay? And it should be very obvious why, because in that case, you're losing more on your losses versus what you're making on your winners. If the trade's not working, it's okay to just close it early. That's it. That's my whole point. So I closed the sell on EA at break even, and then I entered a long position. This is the same sort of thing as GJ, right? I was short on GJ, flipped into a buy. Same thing here on EURAUD. What I did is I closed this right here. I closed the sell at the break even, and then immediately entered a buy with a stop below the recent zone and target above. Why did the stop go where it was there on the chart? Okay, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this very high level, sexy market analysis right here. The trade essentially looks something like this, right? I had entered there. The stop loss was underneath this zone, and the target was just a higher high up here. So the reason that I structured it this way is because if price comes back here to the zone, it can still bounce as support. So I don't want to put my stop loss somewhere like right there, because if I do that, right, I actually would have gotten tagged out on that. But if I put it below the zone, what that means is that if price comes back and touches the zone and does a little dancey, this is what the institutions and banks are trading with. They're doing the dancey strategy. If it does a little dancey there at the support zone, it can still dance, and you can still go home with Euro AUD tonight. You don't want to pull the plug too early. Sometimes you shouldn't invest yourself in trades that aren't working, sure. But if the logic and the context still makes sense, then it'll be fine. You're only going to learn this with experience. So that's why I put my stop loss below the zone, my target higher. Now, you're going to see what ended up happening here. So stay tuned, boys and girls. You're going to find out what happened with Euro AUD after that. It went up. You already saw the chart. It went up. But we're going to get into it here so that way we can parade and show off the $100,000 trading day. So I put here's the long on Euro AUD. It was about a 30K risk to go for just under a 40K profit. About a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That's what my terminal looked like. This was, so the 19th, so like yesterday. It's August 20th today. So things are still looking good. And that was an AC, EA, and GBP JPY. And GJ was still floating near the entry. So there was AUDUSD, right? This is I believe this was the last trade I took yesterday. And then I took a trade this morning and made like $22,000 in like 20 minutes. So we made another $20,000 today already. But again, we're going to get to that. Stay tuned. You really need to calm down, okay? As you can see right now, I'm 100% calm. I'm not even that excited at all. You can see I'm 100% docile, very, very calm and calculated. I'm just fucking with you. No, of course I'm excited. It's been a great trading week now. Finally back on focusing on Forex trading instead of doing all this other different shit I was doing. I was doing crypto trading on derivatives. I was doing futures trading. I just cut out all that shit and decided to just return to Forex trading because it's been my bread and butter for almost a decade. So of course I'm a little bit excited here. So I sold AUDUSD. Now, I had plenty of people ask me on Instagram. This is my Instagram, by the way. I started a brand new Instagram, brand new YouTube channel. I want to rebuild my audience from scratch. There's a couple of reasons I did it. And you know what? If you can't figure out why I did it, you go and look at my old YouTube channel, my old Instagram account. You will see why very quickly. I mean, if you have half of a brain, you will see why I chose to just abandon all that and completely rebuild an audience from scratch. You guys that are engaged, you guys that are actually interested in learning, invested in your trading. A lot of people on those platforms have just been following me for over half a decade. And a lot of the stuff out there, right? I've grown as a trader. So a lot of the stuff is outdated. I was so sick and tired of just having people ask me questions about some video I made 5 years ago with my opinion and beliefs now changed. So I just wanted to start fresh. This is why we're here on the new YouTube channel. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch my YouTube channel. Go follow the guy with the Lambo. Go follow the guy with the private jet. Go follow the guy with the mansion. Go follow the guy with a bunch of hookers. It is not me. I'm a person who grows just like every other person. Well, most people don't actually grow, but I'm a person who likes growth. That's why I decided to start from scratch, start fresh. On my Nick Sean Trades Instagram account, it is spelled exactly like this. It's a scam account if it's not spelled exactly this way. This is me here on Instagram. I'm started from scratch a couple days ago. Be rebuilding everything nice and sexy. So a lot of people asked me there on Instagram. I got a lot of DMs yesterday saying, Nick, you sold at support, bro. You sold at support, bro. What you're supposed to buy at support, bro. You got to keep in mind, support resistance are very dynamic things. You could literally draw a support resistance zone anywhere on any chart for any reason and claim vehemently, aggressively, combatively, 100% delusionally that is a support or resistance zone. It is all subjective. Support resistance does not give you any sort of predictive or speculative power in price. You cannot predict where price is going to go using support resistance. The only usefulness behind support resistance is that it allows you to structure your risk in a very, 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 very skillful, almost sexy kind of way. And I'm going to show you how. If price comes here into this area here on the chart, this region, this generalized location, this geographical area right here, what that means is that you have a place where you can figure out how to get an entry and figure out where to place your stop loss if you're wrong, right? Because you're not going to be right every time in trading. You're going to be wrong regularly, like all the time. And that's just a part of trading. Again, the idea is just to make a little bit more when you're right versus what you lose when you're wrong. And you can do that with support resistance because it gives you an amazing way of structuring risk. It gives you a beautiful way of structuring risk because it allows you to just throw your stop on the other side of the zone. You put your entry at the zone, whether it's a buy or sell, at a support or resistance, if you think it's going to break out versus what you think is going to bounce. It allows you to structure risk. So let me show you how to structure the risk on this trade. The idea behind AUDUSD, price bounced here at this area that we're just going to call support. I know it's arbitrary and subjective. I don't know. It was bouncing there a couple times. It looks like a support resistance zone to me. Bounced up here a second time. Came back, tried to bounce here a third time, but failed to make any new highs. So now we have lower highs banging in here to the support zone. What I thought is I just thought there's no more buyers here at this zone. We've tried 1, 2, 3 times. the third time's the charm in this case. Other cases, in some cases, the 17th time's the charm. If it's bounced like 17 times at the zone, it's not bouncing up. In this case, it was the third time's the charm. Price tried bouncing here 3 times and kept failing. So I just thought, especially with this last closure here, this is a 4-hour chart. Yeah, I believe the 4-hour chart. I just thought price was going to break the zone. So the moment it started breaking below the zone, I entered a sell. That is why I sold at this support zone instead of buying at support and selling at resistance, right? We're going to sell at support and then we're going to buy at resistance. There's nothing wrong with buying or selling for any reason on the chart. But again, support resistance gives you a good way of controlling risk. How? This is how. The idea is that if it breaks this zone, it's going to go down and make it low somewhere down here, right? Nobody knows exactly where. It could go all the way to the previous low, could fail, could break up above, do this and that. You just don't know. But the idea is that if it does continue below this zone, then if it comes back to retest it, the trade's still fine. So you don't want to stop too close, right? But if it goes back up into this zone and then pushes deep into it and then breaks the zone and then breaks past those highs, those are enough reasons to kind of indicate like, bro, the trade's not working. It's time to get out at a loss. So I sold right here and then I had to stop above the zone. So that way, in case it came back above the zone, then I would lose the trade. And if it just had a nice little movement down to the zone, pretty much to this little next low over here on the left side over here, that's where my target was, then I would make a profit. On this one, I'd utilize pretty much all the margin on my account. You can see even with really, really high leverage on this degenerate, unregulated broker, which they've actually been pretty good to me. I'm not going to share the names of brokers. I do not want to be affiliated with any of these goddamn horrible, unregulated brokers. I do not want you to hold me responsibly with fiduciary duty for the horrible, degenerate decisions you make with which broker to use. So I'm not publicly advertising any more brokers. I've never actually even received commissions or an IB affiliate contract from any broker. And fact check me on that. If you find one fucking place where you found me promote a broker, post the link in the comments and show me. I've never promoted a broker, and now I'm not even saying which brokers I'm using. I'm currently using 2 Forex brokers right now. I'm using 2 crypto platforms to trade with, and then I'm using 1 stock portfolio. That's it. So it's super, super simple. So with this, if you have high enough leverage, even with the high leverage, you can see I'm in these heavy positions, 250 standard lots in total. With that last position on AUDUSD, I was only able to risk about $10,000. So it is what it is. 10K risk for a 10K profit. Now, what happened is yesterday at 11 a.m., everything started going into a ton of profit. I posted this on my Instagram stories yesterday. So you can find it here. You can see that right here, I closed all these trades. I was able to, got into this sell. The sell on AUDUSD dropped like crazy. I mean, you go watch this for yourself. I made a whole reel about it. But it ended up all working out. I closed all those trades there. It was a crazy trading day. There was another one on NZDUSD, a setup we're looking at today. This was a trade that I just took. Okay, so I mean, we'll just wrap this up right here first, right? $100,000 net of fees and commissions. The actual profit with fees and swaps is mainly just the swap fees. Is about $98,000, $99,000. So about $100K in a day, just off these trades plus the trade we had today this morning. So let's see. Okay, so on these stories today, you can see I entered a Euro AUD buy. Now I bought at resistance. Oh, so spooky, so scared. Buying at resistance. What is Nick Sean smoking? He has to be smoking something to be buying at resistance. He has to be using some nicotine pouches to be buying at resistance. He has to be wearing his Porsche hat backwards if he's buying at resistance. No. You know why I bought at resistance? Number one, if we go here to EURAUD, right? Yeah. Number one, we can see that price has just gotten above a daily resistance zone, right? So we had this nice little move up yesterday I profited from, and then we came to the resistance zone, started breaking above. Whenever we had a nice little sexy, beautiful closure, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It closed in the 4 hour above this zone. I thought to myself, okay, price got above the high. It's probably going to have a little extension further higher up. So what I did is after price broke above the zone, came back, tapped it, started to go up, I entered a buy, and it was like, right here around these highs right here, thinking that price would just go up. What did I do? I entered a buy. I put a stop underneath this zone. You can see all the specifics of the trade right here. Put my stop underneath the little recent lows that it had made here on the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. I use all the time frames in tandem. So I use like daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. Sometimes I'll look at 30-minute, 15-minute. I put it all together, but all of it's based in the higher time frame. So that's where it all starts. I can't wear my hat. I'm sorry. I can't. I have to. I'm very unsophisticated. I have like 8 Rolexes and I still wear my my little G-Shock $100 watch. I wear tank tops every day. I don't wear designer. I'm sorry that I'm so unsophisticated. If that really bothers you, you're just gonna have to leave my channel. I'm a complete degenerate. I have no sense of, but I will wear my cap forward 98% of the time. So we're wearing the cap forward now. So I bought right here thinking that price would go up and make a new high. We've got a nice little trendy. What does that mean? We just have higher highs and higher lows. You don't need a damn moving average. You don't need Fibonacci retracement pullback structure. You don't need Wyckoff schematic, Elliott wave 1, 2, 3 pattern. Look at the damn chart. If it's making higher highs and higher lows, that's all you need. You don't need a damn indicator. I don't even use different colored candles. I use black and white charts, all white candles, all black background. 99.998734% of all the bullshit you're probably doing in trading right now does not matter. All you need to do is keep things simple and control risk. Simplicity allows you to make predictable, consistent, sustainable decisions every single day. Simplicity is beautiful. And then controlling risk means you're never going to have a loss that completely wipes out all your trading capital. I will routinely take a portion of my trading capital, put it into account, usually like 100 or 200 grand. And then I'll just trade that account because if I blow that account, it's okay. I blow accounts all the time. I've blown accounts this year. And if I blow the account, that's a small portion of my trading capital. But if I grow the account, the growth is more net, given a long enough time horizon, than it is in the losses I have. That's why I do not put all my trading capital into one trading account. I think that's a very foolish idea, especially if you have high leverage in Forex. You just don't need to put all your money in one account. So with this, price started to go up, and then what ended up happening? I don't know. Let's go and see. This is what it looked like the moment I took the trade. I risked $45,000. I was trying to go for at least a $45,000 win. That didn't work out. I thought that EURAUD, since it had made this high so quickly, I mean, if you look, it was literally, I think it was like 17 minutes. I do not want to lie to you guys. So it was 8:32 to like 8:30, 8:57. So it's like 15 minutes, right? I hope that's right. I'm doing my math too quickly. I had a lot of coffee this morning. Please forgive me. But so in about 15, 20 minutes, price said rocketed up. I ended up just closing it right there, believing that there was going to be a pullback. Looks like I was wrong. As usual, I'm wrong all the time. Price ended up just actually floating sideways with a bunch of bullish Wagyu beef institutional order block candlestick wicks, and now it looks like it's going to push higher. So, maybe I could have made more on this one. But instead, here I am, a horrible risk-reward trader, risking 2 units of risk to go for 1 unit of gain. So foolish. How could I be so stupid? Well, it's context. When price makes a new high, generally it pulls back. And that's what I actually think is going to happen here. Of course, we could go up a little bit higher. What I think it's going to look something like this, right? Maybe a little bit higher of a tug, and then we'll have a sort of a collapse, a sell-off, come back down here into the support. And that's where I'm going to be looking to buy, baby. Me looking to get into a long position right there at that support. So if price comes back here, that's what I'll do. But that's why I closed this trade right here. You can see I'm closing EURAUD here, and then this was a nice little profitable winner chicken dinner. I actually had a chicken dinner last night. It was very good. It was homemade, baked, simple herbs, not too much salt. It's perfect. Winner chicken dinner. So I put this on my Instagram profile. I post a lot of my trades there. And yep, it was EURAUD. So it spiked up, and today I made $22,000 in 19 minutes. Please forgive me for this lie. I am a fraud. I'm a scammer. Because I lied. It was 15 minutes. It was not 19 minutes. It was 15 minutes. But the screenshots at the time I posted here on Instagram, it was like 19 minutes. So I was like, I'll just say that. But I don't know. I'm still going to get heat for it. People are going to say, Nick Sean actually made $22,000 in 15 minutes, not 19 minutes. He is a liar. He is a fraud. He's a scammer. I totally understand that. Yes, I am. I'm a horrible person. So terrible. Just so bad. Horrible risk reward. Horrible trader. Shouldn't listen to anything I say. Trading's risky. Most people lose money. You're probably going to lose money. Now, I'm going to show you right now. I'm really giving away the sauce right here. I have bottled up the trading sauce of Wagyu beef, and so that you can pop off the sauce and pour it all over your computer. So don't pour sauce on your computer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the trades I'm looking at right now. I'm going to just give it away right here. So Euro Canadian dollar. This is a trade that I'm going to be entering probably like literally as soon as I finish this YouTube video. Maybe it wins, maybe it loses, but here's how I'm going to structure it. Now, I think price is going to go and break past this resistance zone, right? If we go to the daily chart, we can see price is just going up. It's banging up in an uptrend. She just broke a recent support resistance level, came back, tested, started to bounce. 4 hour, we're just making higher lows. 1 hour, we're making higher lows, and we've got a nice little bullish wick right here. The 15-minute, it's the same thing. It just keeps going. I'm setting my alert really close, just above that high right there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it even closer right here. So I'm going to be entering this really soon. And then if we go down to the 1 second time frame, we could see the structure for the it's I don't use the 1 second time frame in Forex. You can't. Your spread is just way too high. It's very, very foolish. So we're just going to go back to the 15-minute. Need to calm down here. Need to be a little bit more professional. And I need you to actually pay attention and make sure you're being calm and focused, because I don't really appreciate how you're getting too erratic and excited. You really need to be focusing on what I'm saying, and I'd appreciate it if you would just be a little bit more mature. So we're going to continue the video. So let's continue. So I need to finish this video pretty quickly because this looks like it's going to pop up. I'm going to buy because I think price will break past the resistance zone. Now, if you think price is going to bounce at a zone, you can buy or you can sell at that zone. And if it's breaking past it, well, then you can just reverse your position, right? If you think, okay, it's breaking above the zone, let me get into a buy now because I was selling there at the resistance. It's breaking above it. Let me just get into a buy, right? Usually you can make back at least what you lost in the last one, so the outcome's break even. And worst case scenario, it's 2 small losses. You have 1 win that can wipe out the previous 3, 4, 5 losses, right? My losses, like yesterday, I had GBP JPY lose for $15,000. It pinned out on spread, right? So it was a $100,000 profit day. And then after the day ended, the day technically ended because it was Asian session. So that technically into the next trading day. So I still made 100K in a day, and then I lost 15K right after that. But GBP JPY pinned out due to the spread because it was a margin thing. So it took me out on margin at negative 15K. You got margin call just because everything spikes up and the spreads widen out like crazy. So I lost 15K then. Came back this morning, made it all back with a little bit more on one trade. And this one trade was barely even halfway to the profit target, right? I mean, it was roughly halfway to the profit target. $22,000 win. Could have made $45,000 on it. I still could probably make more on it if I just watched it this morning and traded. But the whole idea here is that you're being contextually appropriate and dynamic with your decision making. You're not just looking at the chart and just thinking, oh, I need to buy. And just to make sure I don't get stopped out, let me just put my stop loss all the way down here, here we go. We're doing the 2,294.7 pips away, because now, you see, no, if the stop is far enough away, then you can't get the stop loss. You just don't lose. That's great, dumbass. But if you're losing way more on your losses versus what you're making on your winners, you do not have a profitable trading approach. You have to make more on the conglomerate of your wins based on the conglomerate of your losses. And if you're not doing that, it's just not going to work. Trading is just not going to work. It's not going to work for you. Trading's not going to work for over 95% of you. And it's going to be for that kind of core reason, right? You're not keeping things simple enough, and you're not controlling risk. But really, it's just because you're not controlling risk. I've seen people have super, super simple trading approaches that just suck because they still don't make more on their winners versus they lose on their losers. If you're structuring things in such a way, it's very, very simple. If you want my personal help doing this, go and apply below. I'm going to have a link here in the next couple of days. It's probably going to be Friday. Today's a Wednesday. Yeah, probably have it ready by Friday. We're releasing a completely new one-on-one coaching mentorship program. This is not for everyone. It's for you if you have about maybe $10,000 to $25,000 or more to trade with. Because I cannot teach you how to grow a $100 account to 1 million. That's not me. Go find someone else who apparently can do that and teach you how to do that, because that is not me. I can work with you though if you have enough money to trade with. If you have enough capital, you got a good career, you got a good job, and you're able to kind of allocate a small portion of your net worth towards trading Forex, and it's still a sizable dollar amount, then yeah, it's worth doing, right? I take high conviction trades. I risk high dollar amounts. I make a lot when I'm right. I lose a lot when I'm wrong, but still make more, when I'm right versus what I lose when I'm wrong. But they're high dollar amounts. If you don't have a lot of money to trade with, and Forex trading is really not something you should be doing right now. You should go and figure out how to get your income up through either business, through a career, a job, something like that. And I understand that for a lot of you watching this video, that's just not possible where you live. I totally get that. All I'm saying is I just can't help you if that's the case. But if you have $10,000 to maybe $25,000 or more to trade with, and you want to work with me personally, you can click the link below here in the next maybe 2 days or so, and you can apply below to get one-on-one coaching from me and my team. With that, you can apply to it. My team's going to screen you. We've been doing this for so long. We've had 4,500 clients over the course of the past 7 years that I've been coaching people and teaching people and trading live and doing all this stuff. My team and I have a little sixth sense. We can kind of sense whenever someone's probably not going to be profitable. And so we just don't work with them. We do not want to take someone's money to teach them how to trade if they're probably not going to be profitable. And we can usually tell pretty quickly, within 5 to 10 minutes of talking to them. You literally have to get on a call with my team and be interviewed by them for us to determine whether or not you're likely to get results trading. It's not even a sales call. It's you apply, and then if your application is good and we think we can work with you, then we get on a call. My team approaches you, it just hey, and they're going to ask you a couple questions to try to figure out where you're at, and also the way you think, because we've also seen that certain types of thinking patterns and belief systems and thought patterns and evidence-based thinking, those clients generally get better results. So we'll interview you on a Zoom call, and then if you're a good fit for the program, then we'll invite you in. You can pay us thousands of dollars, and we'll work with you one-on-one from anywhere from 1 to 3 months, depending on how long you need or how long you want. And we'll work with you one-on-one to build, test, optimize, and execute a profitable, simple trading approach using nothing more than support resistance. You get on the chart, it'll take you like less than an hour a day. The charts don't really change that much on the 4-hour and daily charts. You get on the charts, you draw a bunch of stupid little like zone things, 1 or 2 zones on each chart. You wait for price to get there and you either buy or sell if you think it's going to bounce or break. It's ridiculously simple, but it's a simple systemized trading approach that we will teach you, will work with you, will help you craft and development around your time constraints wherever you're at in the world. My team and I work 24/7. They're overseas in like the European Union and EU, and I'm over here in the United States. So we're just always there no matter what time it is. So you can book as many calls with us as you need over the course of that period that you work with us. If that's what you need, if that's what you want, you're going to be able to work with me personally, be able to ask me shit in Discord anytime you want, and get literal audio messages from me yelling at you. I won't yell at you every time, but there might be sometimes I yell at you because yelling just seems to get the point across more and people take it more seriously because it comes across as though I have a lot of conviction in what I say, a lot of delusional confidence. If you would like one-on-one coaching for us to work with you, just book a call with my team. Go fill out the application on the website, book a call with us. We'll see if you're a good fit. We'll kind of screen you. And if we can work together. And I can help you make really quick progress in your trading journey. I cannot guarantee you anything because trading is so risky and most people lose money. And most of you watching this video, I'm so sorry, please. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'd just rather be honest with you. Most people are just going to lose money trading because most people are not approaching it in the type of way that is required to become proficient and effective and efficient in their trading to become profitable. That type of consistency and sustainability and predictability is very, very hard to get. I mean, you have to have a certain degree of intelligence. You have to have a certain degree of adaptability. You have to have problem-solving skills. There's a couple things that come into it. My team and I are very good at kind of selecting and parsing out which people are more likely to get results in trading, even though we can't guarantee anything, right? All we can guarantee is that we'll work with you for a month or 2 or 3 to try to help you. But we've structured it in such a way where we know after working with literally like over 4,500 clients who's likely to get results and who's not. And so if we think we can help you, we'll interview you, you do a little application, and then you can work with us one-on-one. So with that being said, you can click that link in the description to apply if you like, and I will see you, friends, in the next videos. Hopefully in the next video, I have a day where I make like $250,000 in a day trading Forex. That would be beautiful. See you in the next one, my friend.